Chosen one, hear me now. This is not a random interruption, not an empty coincidence, but a divine appointment. I have been sent to speak to you urgently, because within the circle of those you once trusted, a hand is already weaving a trap. This message is not to make you afraid, but to save you, to shield you, to open your eyes before harm can reach you. You may believe danger only comes from faraway enemies, but the truth is more piercing. Sometimes it grows closest to home. It hides in familiar faces, in smiles that no longer carry warmth, in conversations that have turned silent without reason. A seed of jealousy has been planted, and from it, a fire of revenge is smoldering. If you do not awaken, that fire will consume your peace. And yet, heaven has not left you blind. The Spirit has been stirring within you, giving you uneasy feelings you could not explain. The sudden stillness in your heart, the weight you felt when someone's smile didn't reach their eyes, the quick sense that something wasn't right, these were not coincidences. They were gentle alarms, quiet trumpets sounding from above, urging you to take notice. Every whisper of discomfort was heaven's way of showing you the unseen. So I say again, with urgency and with love, be vigilant, chosen one. The danger is nearer than you realize. Do not dismiss the signs. For the very fact that you are hearing this message now is proof that heaven is moving on your behalf. You are being warned because you are being protected. Now, as you step forward into this divine truth, if it resonates in your spirit, you may respond in faith. You may write 777 as a sign of agreement, or you may simply remain here and receive. Do not rush away. Stay with me until the end. For we will close with a prayer that carries power and peace, a prayer that will speak directly into your spirit. This moment is holy. Let the weight of His presence settle upon you now. Chosen one, you must understand the seriousness of what is unfolding around you. This is not a small misunderstanding, not a passing moment of jealousy, but a carefully growing scheme in the unseen. There is a man, once close to you, who has allowed pride and wounded ego to open the door to darkness. He hides behind words of kindness, but his heart burns with bitterness. He smiles, but the smile is a mask. Behind it, resentment has been feeding like a fire that refuses to die out. What he could not resolve in humility, he is now preparing to act out in secret. You have already felt the tremors. You noticed the silence where there used to be chatter. You sensed the change in tone, the withdrawal of genuine warmth. These were not accidents. Heaven was tugging at your spirit. Every uneasy glance, every insincere word, every moment of coldness was a sign. You must not dismiss them, for they were whispers of warning sent to shield you. Impressions you thought were random were actually the Spirit of God revealing hidden danger. This is why I tell you, chosen one, the scheme is not merely against your reputation, it is against your peace, your destiny, your very calling. He wishes to see you broken not because of what you have done, but because your very presence reminds him of what he has lost. Your light irritates his darkness. Your stability highlights his chaos. Your kindness exposes his cruelty. And rather than turning to God for healing, he has chosen to let anger become his master. Do not reason with him. Do not defend yourself. Do not try to fix what only heaven can fix. When you argue with darkness, it pulls you into its depths. But when you stay still and trust in God, heaven rises to fight on your behalf. Remember Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, left for dead, but lifted by the hand of God in due time. What men meant for evil, God turned for good. The same God who delivered Joseph will deliver you. Take this with gravity, chosen one. The trap is real. The bitterness is growing, but so is heaven's protection over you. The signs have already been given. Do not look away, do not brush them aside. Your safety depends on your obedience. Listen closely, for the next step you take can either lead you deeper into danger or carry you safely under the shadow of his wings. Chosen one, now that the truth has been revealed, The call becomes clear. You must separate yourself. This is not about hatred. This is not about revenge. This is about survival, spiritual survival, emotional survival, even the survival of the destiny God has placed upon your life. When heaven exposes a snare, your task is not to stare at it or to question why it was laid. Your task is to step away, to guard what has been entrusted to you. Do not think for a moment that guarding your heart makes you unloving. No, guarding your heart is obedience. Guarding your heart is wisdom. Guarding your heart is warfare. The word declares, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Your heart is the wellspring of your calling. It is the sanctuary where heaven whispers truth. Not everyone deserves entrance into such a sacred place. Do not share your secrets with those who only wish to exploit them. Do not reveal your dreams to the one who plans to sabotage them. Do not open your pain before the eyes that take pleasure in your weakness. Keep those things between you and God. Chosen one, some information is holy. Some visions are too fragile to place in the hands of those who mock. Some burdens are too sacred to trust to people who smile in public but curse you in secret. Hear me. Distance is not cruelty. Silence is not betrayal. Boundaries are not unforgiveness. They are protection. They are obedient. They are the way you honor the peace God has given you. You can forgive and still keep your distance. You can pray for someone's healing without allowing them to poison your spirit. You can bless them from afar while refusing to hand them the keys to your heart again. Do not confuse mercy with naivety. Mercy prays, mercy forgives, but mercy does not lie in the path of destruction. God is not calling you to hate. He is calling you to be wise. He is calling you to walk away quietly, to preserve your peace, and to let him fight the battle you cannot see. This is the hour to build walls where you once left gates wide open. It is time to guard the treasure he has placed within you. Walk away with dignity. Stand firm with faith. And let your obedience become the shield that keeps you safe under his covering. Chosen one, do not forget who stands with you. You are not called to fight this battle in your own strength. You are not asked to argue, to prove, or to justify yourself before those who secretly plot against you. Know your God is your defender, your shield, your fortress, and the one who judges with perfect justice. What they whisper in darkness, he hears in the light. What they hide with clever words, he exposes at the appointed time. Im lang zudat hebwai, I am lang chinchoy. When you stay quiet, it is not a weakness, it is a strategy. Heaven is not silent, heaven is already moving. Every false word spoken against you rises like smoke, and the Lord of hosts blows it away. Every plan drawn in secret crumbles when the righteous judge lays his hand upon it. Do not waste your energy fighting shadows. Your defender fights battles that your eyes cannot see. Remember Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold like property. They thought they had buried his destiny, but in truth, they planted him into the very soil where God would raise him higher. What they meant for evil, God meant for good. The same God who lifted Joseph to a throne in Egypt is the God who lifts you beyond the reach of those who conspire against you. Do not try to reason with bitterness. Do not try to explain yourself to jealousy. Darkness cannot be persuaded. Pride cannot be convinced. Anger cannot be pacified. Only God can unravel the knots of a vengeful heart. That is why he says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord. Romans 12:19. When you release the fight into his hands, he becomes your advocate, your warrior, your judge. Chosen one, understand this. God's justice is not like human revenge. Human revenge destroys and blinds, but God's justice heals, restores, and teaches. He does not only silence your enemies, he reveals truth. He lifts you higher, and he sets a table for you in the presence of those who sought to break you. Your task is not to descend into anger, but to remain in peace, because peace is the weapon heaven uses to confound the plans of darkness. Stand firm, chosen one. Trust that your defender has already seen the trap, already judged the scheme, already written the verdict. The battle is not yours, it belongs to the Lord. And when he fights, he never loses. Chosen one, to understand the danger before you, you must understand the nature of revenge itself. Revenge does not appear suddenly, like a lightning strike. It grows quietly, like a weed that twists its way around the heart. Its roots are planted in wounds that were never healed, in pride that was never humbled, in anger that was never surrendered to God. No one is born with revenge inside them. Every soul is created in love. Yet life's betrayals can fill the heart with darkness if that soul refuses to return to its creator. Pride whispers, "You were wronged, you must make them pay." Anger adds fuel, and soon revenge becomes the master of the one who refuses to forgive. What was once a wound turns into an identity. The person no longer lives from love, they live from pain. They measure every word, every action, through the lens of their hurt, and their bitterness becomes the lens through which they see the world. Revenge pretends to promise peace, but it delivers only poison. It convinces the broken that hurting another will heal the wound, but instead it chains them to the very pain they long to escape. Each time they recall the offense, their heart burns again. The fire never cools, it consumes. That is why the Spirit warns, unforgiveness is not just a feeling, it is a prison. Every day you delay, forgiveness is another brick added to the wall of bitterness. And every brick makes escape harder. Some seek revenge because they cannot endure the thought of mercy. They have never tasted unconditional love, so they cannot give it. Others choose revenge because comparison has infected them. They see someone's peace, someone's joy, someone's success, and instead of being inspired, they feel diminished. Jealousy becomes bitterness, and bitterness matures into vengeance. Do you see, chosen one? Many who oppose you do not truly hate you. They hate what your presence reveals about their own emptiness. Your peace irritates their chaos. Your kindness exposes their cruelty. Your light confronts their darkness. This is why you must never underestimate the spirit of revenge. It is not only about you, it is about the brokenness they refuse to surrender to God. But remember this, their choice does not need to become your chain. Their bitterness does not need to enter your heart. You are called to live differently. You are called to forgive quickly, lest the same poison that controls them ever touch you. Chosen one, hear me clearly. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is power. The world will tell you that forgiveness makes you small, that letting go means surrendering to defeat, but heaven declares the opposite. Forgiveness is not the lowering of your head, it is the lifting of your spirit. Forgiveness is not the silence of the defeated, it is the roar of the free. Every time you forgive, you break chains that the enemy hoped would hold you. Every time you release bitterness, you step out of the prison cell that others remain trapped in. Forgiveness is not about excusing the harm that was done. It is about refusing to let that harm define you. Forgiveness says, "You may have touched my life, but you will not control my destiny." That is a strength, that is courage, that is victory. Look to the cross. Even as nails pierced his hands and insults cut through his heart, Jesus spoke words that shook eternity. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." Was that weakness? No, it was the greatest display of power the world has ever seen. To forgive in the moment of deepest pain is not to surrender, it is to conquer. That moment shattered the cycle of hatred, and it still speaks today. Love is stronger than revenge. Mercy is greater than anger. Grace is more powerful than pride. Chosen one, forgiveness does not free the offender, it frees you. When you forgive, you place the wound into the hands of God, and he becomes the healer, the defender, the restorer. When you choose revenge, you chain yourself to the offense forever. That is why the Spirit urges you, forgive quickly. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, for each day of delay makes the bitterness stronger. Forgiveness may sting for a moment, but it heals for eternity. Revenge satisfies for a moment, but it poisons for a lifetime. This is why forgiveness is warfare. It is how you rise above the cycle of hurt and refuse to repeat the pain. It is how you stand in authority, not as a victim of someone else's choices, but as a child of God who lives under heaven's strength. When you forgive, you silence the enemy's accusations. When you forgive, you align yourself with God's justice. When you forgive, you shine brighter than any darkness around you. So, chosen one, walk in forgiveness. Do not carry their chains. Do not hold their poison. Step into freedom. This is your higher power, your secret weapon, your divine strength. Chosen one, now that you see the power of forgiveness, you must also see the tragedy of those who refuse it. Look carefully, for the vengeful soul wears many masks. They may smile in public, but behind closed doors, their nights are sleepless. They may speak with confidence, but inside their hearts are restless. They may act as though they are strong, but their strength is only a wall built from fear. Revenge is not power, it is a prison, and those who live by it are captives in chains they cannot see. Do not envy them, do not fear them, and above all, do not become like them. For the Spirit says, when a person chooses revenge, they are trying to sit on God's throne. They seek to control justice with their own hands, but only heaven's justice can heal. Human revenge destroys and blinds. Divine justice restores and teaches. That is why the vengeful are to be pitied, not imitated. Chosen one, I urge you, when you encounter a bitter word, when you hear their slander, when you see their anger rise, do not let hatred rise in you. Look deeper. See the pain behind their cruelty. See the wound that was never healed. Many who lash out were once gentle souls, broken by betrayal, abandoned by love, or consumed by shame. Instead of turning to God, they turned inward, feeding on their hurt until it became bitterness. They are not truly your enemies. They are enemies of their own peace. This is why you must pray for them, not because they deserve it, but because mercy flows from the heart of God. Remember Stephen, as stones were hurled at him, he lifted his eyes and prayed, Lord, do not hold this sin against them. In that moment, heaven opened, and Stephen's spirit was received in glory. That was not weakness. That was divine strength clothed in compassion. You are called to that same strength. Do not curse the vengeful. Do not mock them. Do not waste your energy wishing them harm. Instead, keep your heart pure. When you see their bitterness, let it remind you of the freedom you walk in. When you hear their anger, let it remind you of the peace that guards your soul. When they seek to bring you down, remember this truth. No one who clings to revenge can rise, but those who cling to God are lifted above every scheme. Chosen one, recognize the vengeful, but pity them. See their chains, but do not wear them. Pray for them, but keep your distance. Love them from afar, but never hand them the keys to your peace. Chosen one, you must not mistake removal for rejection. When God begins to shake the ground beneath your feet, when doors close without explanation, when relationships fade without warning, it is not because you are unloved, it is because you are being protected. What feels like loss is often divine mercy. What feels like abandonment is often heaven's shield stretched over your life. There are people who cannot walk with you into the next season. Their hearts carry poison, their words carry snares, their intentions are hidden daggers. To allow them to remain would be to let venom drip slowly into your spirit until your peace withers. That is why God, in his love, begins to cut them away. He severs connections you would never sever yourself. He closes doors you would otherwise run back through. He silences voices you once trusted, and though it may hurt, it is a holy surgery, the removal of what would destroy you if it stayed. Do not chase after what God has removed. Do not beg for the return of what heaven has released. You prayed for peace, and peace cannot dwell where hidden enemies are near. You prayed for a blessing, and a blessing cannot rest on foundations that are cracked with deceit. You prayed for safety, and safety cannot coexist with those who secretly plot against you. God answers prayers not only by giving, but also by taking away. Chosen one, remember Israel in the wilderness. They longed for Egypt, for the chains they once called comfort, but God would not let them return. Why? Because their destiny was not slavery, it was a promise, and so is yours. Do not long for the chains God has already broken. Do not desire the company of those he has already removed. What you call rejection, heaven calls redirection. This season of shaking is not to destroy you, it is to refine you. Every person who leaves, every door that shuts, every plan that collapses is part of a greater protection. It may sting in the moment, but one day you will see the wisdom of it. You will look back and thank God, not only for the people he brought into your life, but for the ones he took away. Trust the pruning hand of your Father. For the gardener cuts not to harm the tree, but to make it bear more fruit. Let go of what he has cut, release what he has taken, and watch how he clears your path of poison so that you may walk freely into the season he has prepared for you. Chosen one, after the removal comes renewal. Do not think that God takes away without the intention to restore. Every door that closed was making space for another to open. Every relationship that faded was clearing room for something truer, purer, and safer to enter. The pruning was painful, but the fruit will be sweet. You are not walking into emptiness. You are stepping into a new season, prepared by heaven's own hand. Loneliness may try to whisper that you have been abandoned, but do not listen. What you feel as isolation is in fact separation. You are being set apart, hidden under the wing of the Almighty until the right time. A pearl forms in secret, not in the open. Gold is refined in the fire, not in the spotlight. And so too are you, chosen one. Heaven has hidden you, not to punish you, but to preserve you. When the moment arrives, you will emerge stronger, cleaner, and brighter than before. God is preparing new connections for you souls, who will not take advantage of your kindness but will honor it. People who will not mock your dreams but will nurture them. Companions who will not drain your spirit but will strengthen it. They are being aligned to meet you in this next season, but they cannot arrive while you are still clinging to those whose hearts are set against you. Chosen one, you will laugh again. You will love again. You will trust again. But this time, it will be with the right people. No longer will you sow into stony soil. No longer will your love be trampled by those blind to its worth. God himself is planting new relationships in your path, relationships watered by truth, rooted in loyalty, and grown in his peace. Do not fear the emptiness of transition. The silence is not the end. It is the pause before the music swells. The darkness is not defeat. It is the womb where new life is forming. The absence is not abandonment. It is preparation. Heaven never removes without replacing, and when God replaces, he multiplies. Chosen one, hold steady in this moment. Do not rush. Do not run back to what is gone. Stand firm, for the season ahead is rich with promise. The very people who sought your downfall will watch as God surrounds you with love, safety, and favor. You will see with your own eyes that what you thought was loss was the seed of your greatest renewal. Chosen one, when heaven speaks, delay is dangerous. To hear the warning and not act is to stand on the edge of a cliff while the ground crumbles beneath you. This is why I tell you with urgency, obedience is not optional, it is survival. Every moment of hesitation opens the door for doubt, and doubt is the enemy's favorite weapon. If you question what God has already revealed, you will find yourself entangled again in the very snares he is trying to deliver you from. Obedience requires courage. It will cost you comfort. It may even cost you people you once held close. But what is lost in obedience is nothing compared to what is gained in protection. The Lord is saying, do not look back. Do not cling to what I am cutting away. Trust me, even when it hurts. Remember Lot's wife, her heart turned back to what God was removing, and she became frozen in the past. Let that not be your story. Your obedience must be swift, decisive, and complete. Trust does not mean you will understand every detail. Trust means you believe that the one who sees the end from the beginning has a plan far greater than your own. Chosen one, you prayed for peace, you prayed for blessing, you prayed for safety. Do you not see that this call to obedience is the very answer? Peace cannot come if you cling to what robs you of rest. Blessing cannot flow if you hold hands with those who curse you in secret. Safety cannot surround you if you insist on walking with those who carry hidden daggers. Do not confuse faith with passivity. Faith moves. Faith acts. Faith obeys. Every step of obedience is a declaration to heaven that you trust your Father more than your fear. And every step of obedience is also a declaration to hell that you will not bow to its lies. The enemy wants you entangled in old cycles, stuck in old relationships, distracted by old wounds. But obedience breaks cycles. Obedience severs chains. Obedience ushers in the new season God has prepared. Chosen one, I tell you the truth. Your next chapter hinges on your obedience in this one. What you do now will determine whether you walk into blessing or remain entangled in bitterness. The Spirit has spoken. The signs have been shown. The warning has been delivered. Now it is your turn to respond. Do not wait for another confirmation. The fact that this word has reached your spirit is confirmation enough. Trust your defender. Obey your Father. Step away from what he says to leave. Walk boldly where he calls you to go. Do not look back. Do not second guess. Do not delay. For when you obey quickly, you will see later that this moment was the turning point, the holy shift that carried you out of danger and into destiny. Chosen one, after obedience comes assurance. When you have taken the step to separate, when you have trusted God enough to let go, you will discover what has always been true. You are never left unprotected. Your Father has never abandoned you, not for a single moment. The very God who numbered your hairs, who bottles your tears, who knows the silent groans of your heart, he is your defender, your fortress, your unshakable refuge. Understand this clearly. You are not walking alone. While you rest, heaven stands guard. While you feel weak, angels are surrounding you. While your enemies plot in secret, the Lord already knows their words before they are spoken. He has seen the conversations behind closed doors, the bitterness whispered in the dark, the plans scribbled and erased. Nothing escapes his gaze, nothing is hidden from his justice. The attacks against you are not ignored, they are recorded. The lies spoken about you are not overlooked, they are weighed. The betrayals you endured are not forgotten, they are being transformed into the very soil of your blessing. God says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn." Isaiah 54:17. This is not a promise for someday. This is your inheritance now. Do not be deceived by the appearance of delay. Some think God is silent because judgment has not yet fallen, but his timing is perfect. His justice is never late. While you stay still, he works behind the scenes. While you keep your peace, he sets ambushes in the enemy's camp. While you wait, he is preparing a table for you in the very presence of those who desired your downfall. And when that table is set, no hand can remove it, no voice can silence it, no enemy can block it. Chosen one, your vindication will not come through shouting louder or fighting harder. It will come through God's hand, revealing truth at the appointed time. He will not only silence lies, he will make the truth louder. He will not only expose schemes, he will cause them to collapse on their own. And he will not only protect you, he will lift you higher while others stand in awe, wondering how you still smile. Hold fast to this assurance. You are covered, you are shielded. You are guarded by a justice that cannot fail. Do not fear the vengeance of man, for vengeance belongs to the Lord. Do not be shaken by false accusations, for the judge of all the earth is on your side. Walk with peace in your heart, because heaven has already written the final word. You are safe, you are loved, and you are victorious. Chosen one, Do not despise the pain you have walked through. Do not think your tears have been wasted or your nights of loneliness ignored. Every wound, every betrayal, every silent cry has been seen by the Father, and He has gathered them not as proof of your weakness, but as seeds for your strength. What the enemy designed to break you, God is already transforming into the very thing that will build you. You asked, "Why must I suffer? Why must I be betrayed when I have done no harm?" And heaven answers, because the weight you carry is not ordinary. Ordinary people cannot carry extraordinary callings. To stand where you are called to stand, you had to be tested. To shine the light that is within you, the fire had to refine you. Pain has been your teacher, but it will not be your prison. Understand this: betrayal is not the end, it is the birthplace of blessing. Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold for silver, cast aside as worthless, but that very betrayal was the doorway to his destiny. David was hunted by Saul, driven into caves, falsely accused, yet it was in those caves that his heart learned to trust God completely, preparing him to wear the crown. Even Jesus was betrayed by one he called a friend, but the cross of betrayal became the throne of redemption, and so it will be with you. Your scars are not marks of shame, they are testimonies of survival. Every time you choose to forgive instead of retaliate, heaven records your victory. Every time you kept faith instead of bitterness, your spirit grew stronger. Every time you wept in silence, but still whispered, "Lord, I trust you," your roots went deeper into eternal soil. This is why you are still standing, chosen one, not because life was easy, but because God was faithful. Do not look at your past as wasted years. They were training grounds. The tears that once felt like rivers of sorrow will water gardens of joy. The nights that felt like endless darkness will become the backdrop against which your light shines brighter. The rejection that once cut so deep will soon be revealed as God's redirection into paths of promise. Chosen one, your pain is not the end of your story. It is the preparation for glory. The enemy thought your suffering would silence you, but it has only prepared you to speak with authority. The enemy thought betrayal would destroy you, but it has only positioned you for blessing. The enemy thought loss would diminish you, but it has only carved out space for greater gain. So lift your head, do not hide your scars. They are crowns in disguise. They are proof that pain was not your undoing, but your remaking. God is turning every wound into a weapon, every tear into testimony, every trial into triumph. And soon, chosen one, the very places you bled will be the places you shine. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Forgiveness is not something you can delay. To postpone forgiveness is to give revenge room to grow. Every day you hold on to anger, every night you nurse the wound instead of releasing it, the chain around your heart tightens. Unforgiveness feels powerful for a moment, but in truth it is poison, slow and silent, eating away at your peace. That is why the Spirit urges you, do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. Ephesians 4:26. To forgive quickly is to cut the cord before bitterness can strangle your joy. Some believe forgiveness makes them weak, that to release an offense is to let the offender win. But understand, forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. Forgiveness unlocks the prison you have been sitting in, a prison built not by their actions but by your refusal to let go. The longer you hold anger, the heavier the chains become. But when you forgive, you hand the weight to God, and He carries it for you. Freedom is not found in revenge, it is found in release. Look at those who live in revenge. They age but never mature, repeat the same arguments, relive the same pain, replay the same betrayal over and over. They are trapped in a moment they cannot escape. But chosen one, you are not called to live that way. You are called to rise higher, to live unchained, to walk in a freedom that shocks those still enslaved by bitterness. Forgiveness is not denial. It does not say, what happened didn't matter. It says, what happened will not control me anymore. Forgiveness is not amnesia. It does not erase memory, it removes the sting. Forgiveness is not reconciliation with those who remain unsafe. It is releasing them into God's hands while keeping your heart guarded. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is divine strength, the kind of strength that silences the enemy's accusations and declares that heaven has the final word. Chosen one. Quick forgiveness is warfare. It stops the cycle of pain before it multiplies. It severs the seed of revenge before it takes root. It allows peace to reign where anger once ruled. Forgiveness may hurt your pride for a moment, but it heals your spirit for a lifetime. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not say, "I'll forgive when I feel ready." Forgiveness is not about feeling, it is about obedience. And when you obey, peace follows. So release them now. Release the names, the faces, the memories that still wound you. Place them into God's hands and let Him be the judge. Your task is not to repay, your task is to stay free. Quick forgiveness is not just an act of mercy, it is a shield of protection, a declaration of trust, and the pathway into the peace you prayed for. Chosen one, now that the warning has been sounded, the schemes exposed, and the truth revealed, it is time to step into the holiest response: prayer. For words can instruct you, but prayer will transform you. Teaching can guide you, but prayer will guard you. Let us close this message not in fear, not in hesitation, but in holy surrender. Your heart lifted fully into the hands of the one who defends, heals, and restores. Let us pray. Father in heaven, I bring before you this chosen one. I lift up every wound, every betrayal, every whisper of pain they have carried in silence. You saw the tears when no one else noticed. You heard the prayers that were never spoken aloud. You felt the weight of loneliness pressing against their soul. And now, O Lord, I ask you to breathe peace into the very places that have been pierced. Where there was fear, let there be courage. Where there was bitterness, let there be forgiveness. Where there was danger, let there be safety under your wings. Lord, I pray for the strength to let go. For every name, every face, every memory that still carries a sting, may they release it now into your hands. Teach them, Father, that forgiveness is not a burden but a gift, not a weakness but a weapon. Break every chain of anger, uproot every seed of revenge, silence every voice of accusation. Let their heart be free, free to love, free to dream, free to walk in the fullness of the destiny you have designed. I declare in Jesus' name, no weapon formed against them shall prosper. No scheme of bitterness shall succeed. No trap set in secret shall bring them down. I plead the blood of Christ as their covering, their shield, their unshakable fortress. Let the fire of your Spirit surround them, so that every attack of the enemy burns to ash before it touches them. Father, replace what was lost with better. Restore what was broken with strength. Open doors that no man can shut, and shut doors that no man can open. Send into their life those who carry truth, loyalty, and compassion. Remove every counterfeit, every pretender, every deceiver, and fill their circle with those who honor their calling. Chosen one, receive this now, the peace that surpasses understanding, the joy that cannot be stolen, the strength that cannot be shaken. You are not abandoned, you are being rebuilt. You are not rejected, you are being redirected. You are not forgotten, you are being prepared. And the same God who brought Joseph from the pit to the palace, who turned the cross into victory, will turn your trials into triumph. So rest now in His arms. Release the past. Embrace the new. Walk forward with courage, knowing that you are covered, you are chosen, you are loved. And may this prayer echo in your spirit as a seal from heaven. You are safe, you are free, you are His. Amen.